Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to this project video. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you are in the right place. You're watching the project video that I'm hoping all of you are watching. All right. Um, so in this video, we're going to take a look at what the project is, going over the project guidelines, and then a couple other supplemental things like project interest form, and then project topics and examples of previous projects. So, you're in the module. Okay, so there's a couple things that I was just saying. If you ever uh, wondering that, project videos in here, the project interest form, and the project itself are the assignments that need to be completed. And then I have some resources like previous projects by students that you want to check out. Okay, so let's go over the actual project. So, the actual project can be found, let me close this, uh, right here, like differential equation project. So let me click on that. And, here is the differential equation project. It'll be due May 25th. Okay, and it's due the Monday after finals week. Okay, so you would have a whole weekend to get it done in case, finals week is just too busy for you, okay? Um, I'm even dedicating like the last week of the semester, week 16. Like there's nothing going on that day, that week. It's just you trying to work on your project, all right? Like there's nothing going on. I'm not assigning anything. There's nothing going on. Um, and that's what I would typically do in my in-person differential equations class. So why not do it here? Like just give you guys a week to like do it if you need to do it, all right? But it's due May 25th, the Monday after finals week. And what you're going to be submitting is a report, like a paper and then a recording of you presenting your project. All right. So, you could find the project in various ways. There's a file of it on Canvas. It's right here as well. Um, do whatever you want with it. You download it. But let me go to so I can annotate a little bit. So here is a project, all right? Here's what the project entails. It's not hopefully not a surprise because it's on the syllabus that we're going to have a project that's worth 15% of your grade. Um, and so the project is for you to pick a topic, use the skills that we learned in this class or your critical thinking or your creativity and create a report and present your findings, all right? So you could work in a group of yourself or two or three people. Okay. And the project has a couple components, a couple requirements. So project's due by May 25th. All right. By May 25th, you need to present a report, a paper, and a presentation of yourself. Okay. So the one thing you only need to turn in before that is a project interest form that's also on Canvas as well. And it's just a really simple form. We'll go over it in this video as well, but it's just like, what are your possible topics? What's your game plan? Do you want to work in a group? And just submit them by May 1st, all right? Um, May 1st, that's the like deadline, just to get you kind of going on it. Okay, so the paper, there's a lot of details that go into the what the paper should have, but they're kind of just going over it step by step. So yeah, like there's a 7 to 10 page paper. There's a couple guidelines to it. Three resources cited, one source coming from a published source. Okay, so like this, yeah, I want to have it to have like, college rigor, effort, and quality. But this is a math class. This isn't like English where I'm looking at, perfect sentence structuring or syntax or things like that. I just want to see what you could do, right? With your creativity, can you write a nice report about a differential equation? Okay, and then, have like a visual graph in your paper. Could be a code, could be a nice graph that you create using some application on a website you find, I don't know, some GeoGebra or something like that. Um, okay, so that's kind of the idea. And then, yeah, so hopefully all you guys are honest with this. Plagiarism gets you a 0, and I'm sending you to the Dean of Students, Dave Bellman, and then he'll come down with the punishment. All right. So just be honest, like this is such a low stakes project. I just want you guys to be creative and apply yourselves. Um, because with differential equations, you were just kind of confined to like the specific equations and the specific methods they use to solve them, right? You don't get to be creative at all. Here in a project, I enjoy because you get to be creative. You get to use your own thoughts, your own creativity. You can pick a differential equation and then you research it and you come up with some cool stuff. All right. So that's kind of the idea and why I enjoy it. And students enjoy it too because they get to be creative, which a lot of you like to do. Okay, so presentation. This is the presentation part. You want to aim for a 7 to 10 minute presentation. You want to make some slides or can't use Canva or Prezi, and you want to give a presentation of your project. All right. So, you have your report and you take your report and then you make some slides out of it. Okay. So this presentation, you want to make a recording of it. Okay. So the way you record it, you use Zoom, you can use Microsoft Teams, you can use YouTube, or just record it on your computer. Or if you have like, if you're anxious about making a nice recording, you can just record to me live on Zoom or in person. I just have the slides, we'll meet on Zoom, and you could just present to me for like 7 to 10 minutes. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the goal with that. All right. So make a recording or do it live to me. It's up to you. Just let me know. And then in video, I know a couple of you already just from previous classes or we've had office hours. I've met you in person, but I do need to verify that it is you. So when you start the video, just like have some ID that it is you and you look like your ID. All right. Just some verification because I don't know everybody in this class. You're kind of just like a virtual student to me. So just to verify it's you, show me your ID and then on the video camera. Okay, so you know, here is what we've been talking about as a checklist. All right, so you know, project interest form, paper and recorded presentation, their due dates, and then what you need for the paper. All right, what we were just talking about. And here's like, it's not like you have to come up with the paper out of the blue. Here's what some guiding questions that you might need to look at. All right, so this like portion right here, it's like all the things you can, guiding questions you could use, right? I even have some extra credit here. So it's yeah, like introduce a differential equation, why you chose it, the solution to it, if you can solution like a coding, visualization, demonstration. If it's something really cool, I give you some extra credit. All right. And then, use these guiding questions to help you write the paper. All right. You must have one non-internet source. What does that mean? It means like you can use the internet. It just needs to be like a published journal or something. Like I don't mean actually going to like a physical library and renting out a book and quoting it. I mean just like get something that's published. All right. Um, and yeah, so examples include journals, research papers, articles for that like one non-internet source, that one published. Okay. So a couple things will turn into me. Presentation and then the paper, the report. And just have fun with it, right? Use your creativity. Like don't be so constricted. It's supposed to be kind of fun. You pick a differential equation and then you research it using answering these questions, right? Maybe find some code, maybe um find some graphs that are applied to it. Just have fun with it. And so here's some possible examples, all right? So I like to give a list of examples that you can use. These are all really cool. RLC circuit, predator-prey models, spread of disease, tumor growth. Lorenz attractor and chaos theory was my grad school research. So I'm pretty inclined to that. I think it's pretty cool. So here are possible topics. If you can't think of one, you could look at some more outside of these. They just can't be something we've covered in class, and they need to be applied to science in some way. Okay, so here is what the checklist accounts for, like the rubric on Canvas. Is this typed up? Yeah, so this is how I'm grading it. You see here you get extra credit for really cool visualizations, like a code you create or some image you create. And then the slides and presentation are this right here, okay? So yeah, that's kind of the goal with this. All right, so have fun with it. Just don't save it to the last minute. You have over a month to do it. And just make sure you're turning in these things by these due dates. And you record your self presentation. What I suggest is doing your paper first and then making slides out of it and then presenting to me, all right? Presentation doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Just kind of go over your topic with me, all right? Okay, so that's the project. You can find it in Canvas. I'm going to go back to it right now. That's this page right here. And so let's go back to the module. And so here's a little slow, sorry. Um, After seeing that, what you want to do is fill out the project interest form. Okay, so this is what the project interest form you'll be submitting it for. Um, and it's really just like a couple questions, right? I want you to fill out so you can start thinking about it, right? Like, what are your possible topics you might be interested in? Like, give me at least one. All right. Why are you interested in these possible topics? If you are, maybe some things are cool to you, you want to check it out. Do you want to work alone? Do you want to work in a group? All right. So maybe you have friends in the class, you guys want to join up and make a group. Maybe you don't know anyone in this class, but you want to work in a group because like your classes are busy and you got a lot going on. If that's the case, I and other people want to be in a group but don't have a group, I can combine you guys and you guys can communicate with each other. Okay, so makes life easier for me, makes less projects for me to grade, and makes life easier for you. More hands equals less work. So it's up to you. Just let me know, submit this, and we'll figure it out. And then, what's your game plan? How do you think you could work on this project? All right. So just submit that to me. It's not a big deal. Just it'll take you like research a project, then it'll take you like 5 to 10 minutes to do. Okay, and that'll be due by May 1st. Okay, and then I put the list of possible topics in the project form itself, but here they are as well, like project topics. Let me click on the link, and then here they are again, just like the possible topics that you could choose from. And once again, you could choose something outside of these, but um, just requires that like we haven't covered this yet. It's an ordinary differential equation, and it's applied to science in some way. Um, Let me move to the dock instead. Maybe that's a little easier. All right. Well, these are taking a while, but it's just the same list that's on the project. Um, so check it out. Last thing I want to talk about is the resources that I have, like, examples of projects. So on this page, I have some projects by students from previous classes. So check them out. Like, here's like a paper presentations from specific topics. So RLC circuit, this is a paper about RLC circuit that students did. Check it out, take a read through, see exactly what I'm looking for. That might help the case. SER, spread of disease model. Here's a paper, and then here's their presentation. So just make some slides and give a presentation to me, all right? So pres just like this, like camera here, the little off to the side, like I'm doing right now, PowerPoint up and talk about your project, all right? So that's what I'm looking for, no presentation means no project grade, so that's also in the guidelines, but yeah, so check these out, give yourself some ideas, see what I'm looking for. But that's pretty much the idea, all right? If you have any questions about the project, please let me know, okay? We got over a month to work on this. Um, I'm not expecting everyone to get started on right away. You'll probably get started on it like mid-May. Um, but don't save it all till like that Sunday night, and it is due Monday because I get gotta get grades in. Okay, so submit the project interest form, work on the project, hopefully watching this video, project topics, and previous projects. Okay, I think that's all I gotta say. Any questions, let me know. Take care and have a good day.